America's most successful gymnast of all time, 4-time gold medalist Simone Biles has reacted to the support she's received after she pulled out of the competition, saying she needed to prioritise her mental health. Now, it's a move that has brought praise from high-profile figures in sport, entertainment and politics. The 24-year-old tweeted, "The outpouring love and support I've received has made me realise I'm more than my accomplishments and gymnastics, which I never truly believed before." Michael, things have changed, there's no doubt about it. We saw the young lady who's fantastic, world number one, pull out Wimbledon, and now Simone. How much pressure is there now on elite sports people to perform at the very, very highest level? This is what she's worked for, isn't it? Olympic Games.
These guys, these athletes, they work all phenomenally hard for the games. I mean, look, it's a little bit different for ourselves as footballers. If you're going through a period where you're lacking confidence, you can have a chat or you get dropped. These have to be in peak conditions at this moment in time, and if they're not mentally as well as physically, it can be tough for them. And now people are just more open. There's lots of players in the time or in any walk of life that's gone through pressures, but I just think now people are coming out being very open, and it's helping.
It's a good thing though, Dawson,
yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Because, I remember when we were playing back in the day a little bit, I remember when I was going through sort of mental health, I was struggling, depressed, and I didn't want to say nothing. I never wanted to open up to anyone because it was seen as like a weakness.
That's true. You couldn't come out. I went through, sorry Jay to interrupt, I went through a period in my Spurs career under Juan de Ramos. I was shot to pieces with confidence. And it was only probably 5 or 6 years later that I realised that I was at home, I didn't have my kids, I was my wife. And probably they're the ones that realised that you were going through real troubles. Confidence was shot, and it probably was. You're thinking, wow, where do you go? Whereas now people can be a lot more open talking about that. But it was probably only when I got to 30 that actually stood me in good stead, that fear of failure is the biggest thing in sport, in my opinion. If you can overcome that, failure, there's more failure in football, in sport, because there's only a small minority who can win, can be champions. So you have to deal with that, and it's how we deal with it. But people are coming out when they are struggling, and it's certainly a lot more open nowadays.
These are two number ones in the world. She's the very best in the world at her sport. And Osaka, isn't it? She's the number one, female tennis player.
People will talk saying, "Oh, they chucked the towel in. They weren't doing very well. They've got to fight and get to that." Only you know what place you're in at that moment in time, and they obviously felt it was the right time to withdraw.
Where is that line though, where you can make an excuse, or where is it, hold on a minute, I've got to take a step back here?
Your feelings, your mental state.
Yeah.
You just spoke about it there, Jay. I think only you as an individual know what frame of mind you're in, if you can compete or you can't. I think it's only you as an individual.
Yeah, they've been talking about in gymnastics, they call it the twisties. It's a bit like having the yips in golf, right? Yeah. Have you ever had that in football? Was there a moment? Because I remember a couple of times, Dawson, I was playing, and confidence is massive in football.
Massive.
And there was a few twisties.
The twisties, they call it in the gymnastics. So it's like having the yips, like where you shank it with a golf club. I think they call it twisties in gymnastics, and I think Simone might have been suffering that a little bit. Have you ever had that in your career where you feel like almost you kind of forget how to play football?
Yeah, like I said, under Juan de Ramos, I was in the team, I was out the team, and you think, how have I come this bad a player overnight? And it doesn't. And I speak about this very openly and go, I wish you could pay for confidence. And now at 37, I can tell a player when they're lacking confidence, because you look at someone and go, that is not them. They receive the ball, everything they do, pass the ball 5 yards, it's natural. You don't think about it.
Well, that's the word. That's the word I was going to use. When they start doing things unnatural, they're not being themselves.
And it comes down to confidence. It comes down to the mental state of someone thinking, I'm in a bad place.
So would you go as far to say, now let's just take football, right? Because I can't talk for gymnasts, I can't talk for tennis players. But in terms of football, should they come away from social media?
I've never had social media. I don't know how it can help players, because we always sit here, we have opinions about people, and they'll all differ. If you should play for one team, the opposition, whether you played a good game, they hate you as a player because you play for the rivals. They're going to write bad things. And if you read that, how can that help you? It can't. No chance. I don't care who you are. If someone writes something bad about you, it don't make you feel good.
No, but
Let's
they're
be
young
serious.
lads, though, Dawson. You know, they should be entitled to have a life and have social media and be able
If
to
you can
express
deal with
themselves.
that, if you can deal with it, Jay,
have a platform.
completely. Not a problem having it. Do what you want to do. But if you can't deal with the heat, don't go on it, because people will write awful things about you.
Yeah,
and
of course.
And what we're saying about in sport, your confidence. If it's going to affect you, don't have it. Not a problem having it, because it's great. You see people, you get a connection with people, fantastic. But you've got to take the rough with the smooth. And if you can't take that, and people will write nasty things about you. It's just the world. It's not nice.
I'm more with Dawson. I think the youngsters. Why are they doing it? Is it to make more money?
Well, I don't think it's about money. I just think they're young lads. They want to have social media. That's the new generation. I just
I'm
feel
not
like
against
it's a
that,
platform
Jay.
Social media
to express themselves. You know, to be able to relate to people, to be able to speak to fans.
Brilliant.
You don't want them to be a closed shop.
No, I'm not saying
be
that.
open.
I'm not. I like that. I liked it. The news you can find out on social media. It's fantastic. But all I'm saying is about if you run it as a player. Or anything, people will be writing now stuff about us, the stuff we're saying on here.
There's loads up here about you, Dawes.
But you have to be able to deal with that. That's what I'm saying. And as a player, I was never on it for that reason, because play for Spurs, the Arsenal fans are going to hate you. That's just how it is. The rivals, and they're going to write bad things about you. And at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what the manager says. If he selects you and you going across that white line and performing in any sport you do, I'm not saying don't have it, because the right to do whatever they want, but I'm just saying if it affects your performance in anything you do, it's not good for you.
No.
I'll tell you what, I went through a bit of a time like that where you were trying to please everyone. You know, like you want the adulation. When things are not going well, your confidence is not well, you look for adulation in other people that don't even know you. And we all know it, people will build you up to knock you down. And it's only when I got older and a bit more wiser that you realise the only people that really matter are your family.
That's it.
But this will do you good, Jamie. I watched you come on here early doors, and it's not easy doing this, sitting here for 3-4 hours. And, you know, no, don't smile at me.
What, is this another dig? Are you digging at me?
It's not a dig.
It's not. It's true. I listen, Jay. I listen to you guys.
Already. He's on the back foot. No, I've seen you, but now, when you start being natural, that's when you start telling people how you really feel about things. You give, you're not guarded about what you say.
Because you don't worry, probably, Jay.
Are you giving me a compliment?
Yes.
Wow.
If you read it, Jay, it won't affect you now, Jay. It won't affect you if someone says something bad, because you've...
No, it does.
Does it? Yeah, it does. All right.
I can't wait to hear you regular on Drive. 8:43.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.